It touched the 72. Respect it. Retreat. Enter the trade. It will provide you with your profit target. See that I draw my lines from here, not from here. Although this point is legal as well. But first, what we had here is a move. Down, up, down. First priority to draw the lines from here. Second priority to draw the line from here. Check this move. Up relative to this move. Sorry for that. 72. Exactly. Enter the trade. 1, 2, 3. Check this very, very sharp move here. This one. You always need to draw your lines. Touch the 72 and falling apart, as you can see. Amazing level, really amazing level that you can use to trade. I do recommend for you to use only this level for trading. Stop using so many other strategic of trading or moving averages or Bollinger MACDs and so on. You have a very clear and clean chart to draw your lines. Try to understand a reason for a price. Try to understand why a price reach a point, a certain point. For example, just before the British session is open, we had this move. Draw the lines from here. This was the last move. Touch the 72. We had down, up. This was the last move before this move. It's legal to draw also from here. But first priority is to draw it from here. You will find this level working amazing also in 4 hours time scale. But again, as I mentioned, I do prefer to focus on the daily and weekly chart. And you need patience, a lot of patience. Once it respects the points, you do want to allow yourself to fantasize about a big move. So many times you will see from the 72 it goes down, correct back to 72, and give you a nice and bigger chunk again. 1, 2, 3. In order to do it, we need to learn how to manage our trade. It was a time, and there are some times that you don't find your position. You are trying to look for trades and you don't find them. There are so many crosses, attractive crosses, that you can trade with. And this is a nice example I had on the weekly chart here. So this point, relative to this point, Raziel, I took the move. Many times you go back, but this is another issue. Okay, but first priority, enter the trade with a very short stop loss. I would like to add some filters and some rules in order to choose your trades. But many times it's not a large move. That's why we're using this tool, this Banda. Many times you're trying to understand this price relative to previous move. You check and see the 72. You can enter the trade. This is a nice move. This is a nice move. It's not wave 3, but it's a nice correction, a few hundred pips. You can take it with no problem. But you need to know how to manage it. When it's yes and when it's no. When to leave it, where not to touch. Once a trade already started the move, don't join the trend. For example, the Australian dollar respect just in these days the 72 levels here. Don't join the move. All the idea behind Raziel, it's a very short stop loss. Now if you want to enter the trade, you will have a very big stop loss. It's not attractive. Not attractive. Try to look for this point at the beginning. Now, there are many tools that can allow you to prepare something that's just about to reach the level, and then the system will send you a mail or alert that will notify you that this pair, this asset is just about to reach this level. Come and watch and decide whether it respect and join the trade. Join the trade, no problem. But you always need to draw your lines. So I hope it's clear and it's understood how to draw your lines. You have an amazing point here that show you exactly where to enter the trade with a very short stop loss and very high potential. And I can show you so many other examples through so many other or different assets on the forex market, and I can show you exactly that the Nasdaq, the DAX, the Nikkei behaves exactly the same. Exactly the same. Also shares, any shares you would like to analyze, normally respect this particular point. Only if it respects, you can join the trade. But I needed to filterize my trade, and I will discuss it on the next sessions. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Before I will continue, I would like to introduce you to Ralph Nelson Elliott. I assume many of you already familiar with the Elliott wave theorist. However, we are not going to enter into this theorist. There is a lot into these theories, but very important to understand that when Elliott wrote or introduced his theories, he was not familiar with Fibonacci ratios. My special discovery is related to a unique point that wave number 3 is actually starting. Elliott could not tell you exactly the point of wave number 3. Elliott could not also consider Japanese candlesticks and needles. So even if you know when wave number 3 is just about to start, you still need to time it, especially on a daily, on a weekly chart. And it's not as easy, and normally you need a very large stop loss. And actually the risk ratio is also very high, of course. What I discovered is that with Raziel, many times wave number 3 start exactly pinpoint by the pips in this level. So you have 1, you have 2, and you start number 3. In addition, I found out that many times wave number C, which is also a very nice wave to catch, starting with this level. You have down direction and a correction to 72, and you can enter the trade immediately. Now, many people will say that it's not a legal ratio because you know and you're familiar with what you already learned by your tutors and by your gurus. However, when you go to the Fibonacci ratio table, you see that beside the levels that you are familiar with, like the golden ratio, the 50% ratio, and so on, there is in Fibonacci ratio table a real level named 72. But this is the most powerful level among the others. So in the other ratio, you normally need to wait, you need a timing, you need the price to stop in this level, and maybe to wait to a closing candle or the end of the day or the beginning of the day and so on. Here, you can act immediately with no hesitation, and it provides you the largest move in the market many times. But as you can see, it's a real level. It's a legal level. Thank you. We soon continue. Okay, once we understand a little bit about uh, Elliott and the ratios, I would like again to go over these theories just in a bit in order to make the Raziel better understood. As you can see here, this move correct exactly 72 from the previous mode. You have an immediate entry to the trade. So normally it's 1 and 2, but all this move is number 3 because this is 1 and 2 of a greater level. And then we're starting another tree again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can look for the 72 many times again. You don't need again to understand the theorist, but as you can see here, we can find another example. 1, 2. Okay? And we're starting, for example, 3 that go down in 5. So this is 4. A, B. The B correct exactly to 72. You have C. The C correct exactly to 72 related to this move. You go down to 5. The meaning of this explanation is to help you find these levels. When a big move starts, it starts with a move relatively short and then correct and many times exactly to 72 to provide you wave number 3. And then it's starting wave number 3 and again 1, 2. Again it correct to 72. Here again, let's take the Canadian and Japanese. A move start, wave 1, 2, exactly 72. The Raziel. And he's starting the move. Again, 1, 2, 1, 2, 72, and so on. Many times, you have just directly wave number 3 with no correction. You see a move here directly to 72. And it's starting immediately number 3. The reason I explain it that many times you need to find your trade in a correction. If your assumption is, for example, that the euro dollar should go up and all your indications and indicators and tools show you that it's starting to collect power in order to go up, many times it's starting like that, 1, 2. So you need to find whether it correct to 72. If it was accurate, touch it, respect it, and retreat, enter the trade either to wave C or wave 3. You always need to look at correction to help you time your trades. Many times a move, an up move starting with a short one, correction for example to 72, and you have an immediate trade. If it's accurate, you can take the risk and take the trade to move number C, wave number C, or wave number 3. So you can look in this level between the trades, inside the chart, many times on a daily chart and a weekly chart, although you can go to a lower time scales. For example, you see this move related to this move. You had a 1 and a move here. So you can draw your lines here, check this level, enter the trade. Enter the trade. It correct exactly to 72. So your assumption that this move is a correction move. You don't need to understand the wave count. It's not so important for you. Just to have the big picture. If you look at the oil prices, for example, you see 1, 2, 72. Now we're starting 3. 1, 2, 72. Number 3. It will correct to 4 and 5. If it will provide us a 72 correction, we will consider entering another short trade, although you can take the correction if you have all this correction to 72 related to the previous move. It's okay to take correction, but you know the major direction. It's not a matter of a trend. A trend is not an issue here at all. Don't look at the trades. Always look to correction to 72. So you have a very simple work to do. Check this one. Up, correct, 72. Enter the trade. Very short stop loss. Look for correction. Down, up, down, up. If it's 72, enter the trade. You will find it again inside the chart. And this is what's so nice about this way of working, about Raziel. It's a very, very powerful tool, and we have more to teach you about this particular level, because I can show you the behavior when it's reached the target points, and I would like to teach you about it as well. Hopefully, you're now in a point that you understand how to draw your lines. I will try to repeat it later on in this DVD. I would like to move to another aspect of trading, about the management, how to manage your trade, how to make your decision, when to execute, when to increase leverage, and so on. So this will be in part 2. Thank you very much, and we will continue soon. There need to be some logic when we are choosing our trades. I do recommend to go over chapter number 1, Welcome to Raziel, again. The next step is to determine where the potential is higher. Normally I will use the stochastic oscillator to choose between two situations. One, when I am in overbought situation or oversold situation. I will set my stochastic oscillator to 833. 1 second. Sorry. Put the stochastic. And I will choose a slow mode. Slow. Stochastic slow. Slow. And then 833. It's also a very nice signaling system. Once you've done that, you have your oscillator here. Above 80, overbought situation. Below 20, oversold situation. I do prefer, at least on the daily chart, that when I recognize Raziel, that the stochastic will be in higher position in order to sell it. It makes no sense to sell something when it's in oversold situation. It makes no sense to buy something when it's in overbought situation. So this is my first filter to determine whether to choose the Raziel or not. I do prefer to take trades that respect Raziel when at least the daily chart is in the area of vicinity of oversold situation. It makes sense to sell it. This is a basic when you're coming to choose your trade. When you find a trade that you want to enter either on a weekly chart, on a daily chart, at least this is Raziel relative to this one, at least check the daily chart that at this point it was in the vicinity of overbought situation in order to sell it. So this is the first tool I normally put on my chart just to help me determine whether the potential is higher or lower. It also makes a logical sense to sell something in overbought situation or to buy something in oversold situation. Second step, I will add a tool named RSI, but not the one that many other familiar with. It's RSI 21. When you choose a trade and you want to enter a trade based on Raziel, for example, I want to time the dollar yen to buy it, and I check on a daily chart, and for example we decide to buy, I can time it on a lower time scale. It respects the Raziel point. Now I want to enter the trade. Once you enter the trade, you can go to a lower time scale and follow the RSI 21. As long as the trade goes to your direction and cross the 50 level, it tells you stay on the trade. It's okay. Although you're already in profit, it may provide you even more profit. Once it's crossed and you're already in profit, don't rush and close your trade. Go to the 30 minutes time scale and check if it's crossed also in 30 minutes. Every time it crosses, it tells you stay. It's okay, stay in the trade. Don't rush and close it. If you follow this trade, for example, you see that it starts to cross the 50 in lower time scales, and then as long as it crosses, it tells you stay in the trade. When you enter the Raziel point on the euro dollar here, go to lower time scale and you will see that every time it tells you in 15 minutes stay, 30 minutes stay, then 1 hour stay, and it tells you don't be afraid of this small correction. I will continue to go down. You use this tool only when you enter a trade. It's not a tool to make decisions, although many traders using this tool as a timing tool, like a signaling tool, that when it crosses the 50 level, you can enter your long position, and when it crosses the 50, you can enter your short position. Normally, it's a lag indicator, but it's a reliable one, and it can help you stay on trades and not close them with a low profit. So choose your trade and follow the RSI to see if it allows you or tells you or confirms you to stay in the trade and try to gain more pips, more profit. It's a psychological manner how to enter your trade. Many people are running out of trade too fast, and here you have a tool that can tell you remain in the trade. There is a good chance you will gain more money. So here we have two tools that help us manage our decisions and help us also make a logical decisions like the stochastic. Thank you. We shall continue soon. Another tool that can help me manage my trade, maybe to leverage more and increase or to execute profit, I call it Elbarias Banda. It's like a channel that combines two exponential moving average. The first one is exponential 144, which based on Fibonacci numbers. The second one will be 169, which is also based on Fibonacci numbers. You will see that many times the charts respect this level. It's a very nice place to execute your profit. So when you enter a trade, many times you will find that the trade either touch or stop in this area. So it's definitely a place that you would like to execute your profit. So even if you entered based on 72 to a short position somewhere, execute your profit when you reside on the banda or maybe even touch and respect this banda. Execute some profits when you go between timescale 4, 8, daily and weekly. Don't take a risk. Many times the trade will go to a correction once you reach this area. Many times. So you want to execute your profit. This tool can help you also place your stop loss once you are in a trade. But in a short time scale, when you enter a trade and it cross the banda, maybe you want to place a limit order here to buy another chunk. This is another option. So if you find, for example, a trade that you want to time it based on Raziel, for example 4 hours, and you decided to enter your trade with two chunks. One, always place a very short take profit to protect your stop loss, and you allow to the second one to work. But if you go to a lower time scale, you want to consider to place a limit order here. Once it goes up and break this level, maybe you want automatically to enter a new trade. So the banda can serve you in few ways. One, to execute profits. Once a trade reach the banda in higher time scales or touch the banda, maybe you want to close your trades or to execute your profits. But it can help you in a lower time scales to place your stop loss. If you are in a short position here, maybe you can place your stop loss now here. You can use also pivot point and so on, all other technical tools that you may be familiar with. But this is definitely an option. And the third thing that we are using the banda for is to increase our trades. So if I want to continue my long position, for example, on a pair, and on the daily basis or a weekly basis I see potential to this direction, I may consider to place a limit order to buy in this area. So this is the banda. It's a very nice tool. You will see that it respect, many pairs respect this banda and change directions. So you want to execute your profit. You don't want to face, even with this Raziel, you don't want to face a deep corrections. Okay, so once you took a short position on a Raziel here, you may want to close your trades here, wait for a correction, and maybe join again. So touching the banda or stopping in the banda, you want to execute. You have a Raziel point here. You don't want to face this correction. It reach the daily banda. Execute your profit. Close your trades. Wait for a correction and maybe join the trade again. So this is about the banda. It's another nice tool, and we add it to our decision with the stochastic oscillator, overbought, oversold, and with our RSI that help us stay in a trade and ignore a small time scales movement and not to be afraid. Once it cross, it tells you remain in the trade. So here you have these tools that help you make some decision and help you manage your trade. Thank you very much. Okay, I do hope you enjoyed watching the DVD, and I would say the magic of Raziel and some nice tools that can help you manage your decision. I would highly recommend to go over this DVD again to make sure again how to draw your lines. how to draw your lines. Always try to draw your lines from a previous point relative to the point you are trying to analyze. Normally it provides high profit, high potential, sometimes it's only a correction. Therefore, we normally place two trades, two positions, one with a very short stop loss, take profit, sorry, with a very short take profit to cover our stop loss, and the other one we need to manage. Don't rush. When the market is in rally, a crisis, and so on, nothing will work. Everything will crash, nothing will be respect. Ideally, to try and recognize this level during the American session, but after the release of announcement, economic announcement, or late after the end of the American session, or when the American session is just about to be end, and just before the opening of the UK session. You can work in many time scales in order to time your trades, but try to stick to the weekly and the daily chart and try to make sense by choosing your trades. It's very important to understand the correlation in this market, and soon we will introduce a new DVD that show you exactly this market behavior, the behavior of this market. It will help you make decision. It will help you to make the right decision and to choose the best trade of the market. That will be soon. I hope you enjoyed. You have our email on this DVD and feel free to send us email. We can read only English email. Hopefully you respect it and understand it. And again, we would like to thank you very much. You have a great tool, a perfect tool to trade with no indicators, very simple, the best risk ratio when you choose a trade. Again, my name is Oded Choval, and I would like to support you, and I will be more than happy to support you and to receive mails from you about some inputs and how do you feel about Raziel. I wish you all the best, good luck, and again, I apologize that my English is not native as the English of many of you. Thank you for understanding, and again, good luck and bye bye.